we're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to like get all this figured out and make everything right. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry.
It just didn't go the way I planned.
Haley Welch finally woke up and responded to the crypto allegations in her first ever Talk Tuah podcast of 2025. For the first time speaking publicly, I suppose, about the entire situation ever since, the rug pull that happened allegedly well, not allegedly, it did happen back in the end of 2024. Obviously, that's well-trodden ground. I'm not going to go over it. You all know what happened. You know the ins and outs by this point. Every Tom, Dick, Harry and their cat has spoken about it. But in a leaked episode that has now been deleted of Talk Tuah, which was supposed to be the first one back for Haley Welch after everything that went on, the first episode of 2025, she had FaZe Banks on the podcast, which was a very interesting move, all right, because obviously he was very critical of the entire situation, even back when it first started. So you might remember that infamous Twitter space that happened with Coffeezilla, Haley Welch's team, and FaZe Banks was there as well, and he was highly, highly critical of the entire situation when this first came around.
I just want everyone to, be respectful.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, this is
You guys hear
something
me?
that means a lot. Go ahead, FaZe Banks.
Appreciate it. I just heard this guy blab about pretty much nothing and repeat the same shit that he said the first time around. You said something about Web 2, people from Web 2, traditional Web 2 entering Web 3 and
Yeah.
not being able to see stable, like longevity, like healthy relationship with the rest of the space. I came into crypto in 2018, 2019, and yeah, I've never launched a token or a project, and I've done my due diligence to like know what to do, what not to do, and how to keep my fans safe from shit like what just happened. Haley, I'm going to talk to you directly right now, because if you really own 10% of the supply of this token and it's locked up for a year and it's vested over 3 years, you got scammed harder than anybody involved. This 100% was a mismanaged, mislaunched, like this is took what Coffeezilla said. I would label this a scam as well. It's pretty obvious. Like Coffeezilla brought up, 97% of the token was bundled into the same cluster. And in layman's terms, that just basically means 97% of all the tokens owned were by related wallets, friends of friends of friends of friends. They were
No, that's not true. It's not true.
Yeah, yes, it is
It's
true.
false.
Yes,
It's
no,
false.
it's 100% true.
It's held
You're talking,
back.
brother.
Yeah.
You're talking about some fucking. What did you say in the Cayman Islands?
It's how you legally launch these
No.
types of things. It's a foundation. But listen, this isn't a bundled scam.
Whoever the fuck, basically what I'm getting at, and I'll wrap up here with just whoever guided you in this, or whoever directed you to do this, or gave you the advice to do this, you should fire them immediately. And yeah.
Yeah, I just want to jump in here.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, FaZe.
But this all came to be because many people, right? Well, first of all, the podcast episode was leaked online, and that's how you're seeing it right here, right? This is a leaked episode. It's now been taken down from the people that did leak it, but the internet's got their hands on it, and bits and pieces of it have gone quite viral, just like some of the clips that we're going to look at today. But that kind of forced FaZe Banks into tweeting about it. So he put up a tweet stating, "So in an attempt to hear Haley Welch's side of the crypto scam story, I agreed to do her first podcast back. I had heavy stipulations including 1. Not allowing markets to be manipulated by leaking this episode's existence before a resolution was found. Her team finding a real solution regarding the money she made, where that should go, and what to do with the Hawk Dollar project moving forwards. These were non-starters, and they were told this episode would only ever see the light of day if they were explicitly green-lit. These incompetent R-words leaked and or inside traded the token. We noticed a random spike in volume on the coin 2 of 2, along with random messages asking us if we did the podcast. Very clearly, her team was not as solid as they claimed to be. They completely blew it, and we called the episode off right then and there. Now today, the episode randomly gets leaked. The price of Hawk Dollar is pumping, and they completely fucking fumbled the bag yet again. What a fucking mess. Poor girl. It's a wonder how she found herself in this position in the first place. Now, Haley Welch, I'm going to speak to you directly and say the exact same thing I said to you on Spaces that night. Fire everybody. Your team's effing R-word. Full disclosure. Nobody from our team has ever/will ever own Hawk Dollar tokens. Highly advise anyone following the story stay far away from this, as majority of the supply is owned by the unknown quote-unquote developers. And then sharing screenshots of leaked DMs, right, of this Talk Tuah podcast getting quote-unquote leaked. Now this is absolutely huge, obviously, because, you know, this is the first time they're talking about it. FaZe Banks even said, you know, only if these things that I'm stipulating come to be will I allow you to leak that, or, like, you know, let out that podcast episode. They've clearly recorded it because it ended up getting leaked, and, you know, now apparently because of the, I guess, the good nature of the podcast, it's put the Hawk Dollar or some faith back into Hawk Dollar, so which means that people are trading with it once again. Which, I mean, did people not learn from the first time of them doing this? Like, learn from the stupidity of other people. Like, why, if it's already been proven to be a rug pull and the team's clearly untrustworthy, why would people be like, do you know what? Second chances. Everyone deserves a second chance. I'm going to invest my life savings for a second time. No, don't be stupid. Don't invest in this crap. Like, save your money, invest it in property. I don't know, something that's more reliable. One of the parts of the podcast that kind of, you know, got people like really looking at Haley Welch as a victim as opposed to basically a pawn within all of this was the part where she breaks down into tears, you know, after her 2-month break, and talks about rug pulling millions of people, and it is kind of sad to see. Insert the clip.
I want to start by saying thank you to all my true fans and all the people that actually watch my stuff and they keep up with me. We're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to, like, get all this figured out and make everything right. Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Everything's going to be good. We're going to be good. And guys, listen, just as a temperature check, I just want to say, the first thing that she said to me off camera was, the minute you DM me, I really wish I just texted you and called you. And that speaks to me because of how I was introduced to crypto, and we'll get into that. But I'm also kind of on the back end of things too. Like, their team's been very forthcoming. My team is vetting them the fuck out right now and has been for the last week. Thread Guy and Frank, they're going to be on this episode. It's such a weird blend and mash of worlds. No, don't.
It rolled out.
Don't cry, Haley. It's fine. It's all going to be okay. Life is going to be okay. Oh, Haley, no.
Oh, don't do that.
No,
don't stare at me.
No.
You just
You're adorable.
Just give us a minute.
Okay. It's going to be okay.
Well, so basically how this idea got brought to me, it was supposed to be like what they call it, a long-term coin. And the guy that ran the account, he was like, oh, we're going to change, like, the way everybody thinks of crypto. Crypto's going to be a good place. And I feel really bad for all the people that got affected by it, and it just didn't go the way I planned. And all the money out of this episode is getting donated to all the animals that have been affected by the fires up here.
And I'll match it. Me, Ricky, I'll match it, whatever. It's really, really important for me to make sure that we address everything and get through all of exactly what happened. I think that it's really, really important at this point to be totally transparent about everything that happened with you and your partners and this launch and in crypto, and what makes this bad and what makes what Iggy Azalea is doing maybe even good, and what makes Trump's doing different, right? I want to get through all that.
FaZe Banks then also tweeted out in his most recent tweet just saying, to be honest, I was just trying to pipe. So yeah, take from that what you will. But obviously the internet's not going to let this one slide as easy as that, as people just memeing on it once again. Scammers interviewing scammers on how scammers scammed is crazy. How this was greenlit in the first place, right? So FaZe Banks, I guess, went into this looking like he had the right intentions, trying to, you know, go in there, be like, look, I'll only do this if X, Y, and Z is followed. And then all of a sudden, it's not, and then he's like, you're not allowed to post that then, and then it gets leaked somehow, and then trading goes on again. It's so dodgy. It's so dodgy. And Haley Welch, for the sake of whatever reputation she's got left, like, needs to, like, just skedaddle. She needs to fuck that team off, because they're clearly out for themselves, and her, you know, her best interests are not being taken into consideration. But there you go. What do you guys think about this fucking mess? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump to get the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.